Give us an idea of your vision for the future of Alexandria. What should Alexandria look like 30 years from now in the year 2045? Allison, 90 seconds.
Well, this is a great question, because really, that's what this election is about. I think that we have different visions for the future. So what I think the vision should include should be a city that continues to be vibrant and has a developed landmark mall, and that Eisenhower is fully realized in terms of that valley. But that we've also protected our great neighborhoods and our quality of life, and that the waterfront is developed in terms of the warehouses, but is not overdeveloped. That it fits in, is to scale, and that we protect that historic district for the generations to come. That is our obligation. It's an honor. It's not a burden. We inherited that. But the West End needs our attention. We're going to need to talk about our schools more. We should have excellent schools that we're incredibly so proud of. We're already proud of them, but they should be even better so that our kids have a fighting chance. Thank you. And as far as open space, I would just add to what the mayor said. We should have set another goal. We should have kept that set aside. I fought for that, and that was a 6-1 vote, and I was the lone dissenting vote to keep the open space set aside for the open space fund, and I will continue to fight for that. I think that we need to revisit that. Thank you.
We'll now go to Bill Newell. Same question, 90 seconds.
Well, first and foremost, in 2045, my vision for Alexandria is that we continue to be a city that protects our historic heritage, and that we're attractive for tourists to continue want to come here. But more importantly, we want to be a vibrant city, and we're there today, and there's certainly a lot of opportunities to move forward and enhance that. We want to make certain that our waterfront is a world-class waterfront, and it will be when we complete that. Potomac Yard will be completely built out, up and running, and will provide the estimated $2 to $3 billion of economic benefit, not only to the city of Alexandria, but to the entire metropolitan region, as well as the development West Eisenhower and Eisenhower East with transit corridors and to provide connectivity, and we'll see vitality there in terms of additional hotels to support the government agencies and other private businesses that will be in that particular part of the city. But more importantly, again, we want to make certain that we have the best education system in terms of quality education, that pre-K is certainly the key academic benefit that we can provide our children today, in addition to making certain that we have strong STEM programs in our schools. But in the end, what I want to see Alexandria to be is a city that we can be proud of, a city that we will enjoy living, working, playing, and raising a family, and that is my vision for the city.
We'll now move to Kerry. Same question, 90 seconds.
Maybe landmark will be redevelopment, but I don't know. I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. But no, seriously, we need to continue the smart growth development that we've talked about. You know, where we're concentrating on mixed uses at and around our metro stations, where there is existing infrastructure in place. I mean, I think that all we have to do is look at BRAC right now and see that debacle and just sort of say, guys, that was a development that came all at once. And it came without existing infrastructure. Actually, it's costing the federal and state governments $150 million in existing in new infrastructure improvements that weren't planned. But think about it for a minute. Where were we 30 years ago, and what do we have today? We have tremendous opportunities to live and work at home. We have the internet. We didn't have that 30 years ago. We didn't have things like cell phones 30 years ago. it is going to be very, very hard for us to project what life will be like 30 years from now. But I can tell you what my priorities are. It's going to be smart growth development. It's going to be setting a higher standard for investment in our public schools, not the steps backwards that we've taken the last 2 years. I think we do. I agree. We need to further invest in early childhood development, because that lap time that kids get before they get to school is very important. But we're spending less today than we did 3 years ago under the mayor and the vice mayor on early childhood development.
Mr. Burke.
We have a rebuttal from Allison.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad you mentioned the BRAC building, Mr. Donnelly, because you were part of the council. The mayor noted in the first debate that you were part of the council that voted for the rezoning of that land that enabled that density to change. And I do wonder if you had to take that vote back, if you would do that.
I guess that means I get to use my rebuttal.
Rebuttal from Mr.
Yeah, let me very quickly talk about that particular vote. First off, yeah, we agreed to a density increase. It was supposed to be in a campus-type setting. It was supposed to be with a special use permit and with existing infrastructure, not a monolithic building all at once. It was supposed to stay on the tax rolls. Right now, it yields zero in the way of tax dollars. And there was no neighborhood support, no neighborhood opposition to that rezoning, which I think is probably your litmus test. BRAC would not have happened on my watch.
30-second rebuttal from Bill Yule.
I agree with what's been said, that BRAC shouldn't have happened, but you know what? It did, and we as a government are not in the business of telling other businesses what to do with their property and their real estate. It would be nice if we could do just that, but that's not what we can do. The mere fact is that this particular site that was owned by Duke Realty was one of the sites that was under consideration for the Department of Defense for relocating a large government entity, and the fact remains is that it was selected, unfortunately, but yet we worked to minimize the impacts and mitigate the impacts to the Canadian community and the neighborhood.